Hello, my motor enthusiasts. You're tuned in to F1 Motor Fever podcast, and boy, do we have a thrilling lineup for you today.
That's right, Enzo Watts. PHM Racing has just announced their team for the upcoming Formula 4 United Arab Emirates season. It's an eclectic mix, isn't it?
It certainly is, William. Nikita Bedrin, the Russian veteran, is leading the pack. Now, he's had quite a journey so far, hasn't he?
Absolutely. From driving for PHM in F4 UAE in 2022, and then moving to Formula Regional Middle East, he's got 2 wins and 2 poles under his belt already.
And alongside Bedrin, we have a couple of greenhorns, James Agozi and Everett Stack, both American drivers, with Agozi already showing promise after transitioning from karting to cars.
Indeed. And let's not forget Kamal Murad and Maximilian Popov, the karting graduate from Russia. It's fascinating to see such a diverse group on one team.
True, but speaking of fascinating, let's switch gears a bit. Have you heard about Max Verstappen's plans for his own racing team?
Yes, it's slated for 2025, isn't it? I'm eager to know which drivers from the current F1 grid he's got his eyes on.
Well, he's dropped a couple of names already. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have made the cut, and rightly so, considering their performances last season.
Blimey, there's an exciting lineup waiting for us.
Well, let's hit the brakes for a second and allow me to introduce us. I'm your host, Enzo, a proud Londoner and a lifelong Formula One enthusiast. I've covered this sport for long enough to know the ins and outs of every chicane and pit stop.
And I'm William, your resident sports commentator, hailing from Birmingham. With a long stretch of race commentaries under my belt, I'm here to bring you in-depth analyses and enlightening insights.
You're tuning in to the F1 Motor Fever podcast, where we get together to discuss the thrill of the chase, the roar of the engines, and everything that makes Formula One the spectacle that it is.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we're here every single day, so make sure to subscribe to our channel, turn on those notifications, and drop a comment or two. We love to hear from you, our cherished community of motor enthusiasts.
And of course, don't forget to share with your friends and family. After all, who doesn't love the thrill of Formula One? Your support is what keeps our wheels running.
That's right, and it's a great day to join us if you're new, because today's news is nothing short of sensational.
I still can't believe it myself. It's a game changer for sure. So buckle up, folks, because you won't believe what I'm about to reveal. But let's not spill the petrol just yet. You'll need to stick around.
It's going to be one hell of a ride, that's for sure.
Full throttle, everyone. All right, let's dive deeper into this PHM Racing team. As we hinted earlier, their lineup for the upcoming F4 UAE season is quite diverse.
Absolutely. The most seasoned driver among them would be Nikita Bedrin, wouldn't it?
That's right. At just 17, the young Russian is stepping down the single-seater ladder to take part. He drove for PHM in F4 UAE back in 2022 and did quite well, claiming 2 wins and 2 poles.
And then he moved on to the FIA Formula 3 Championship with Genza Motorsport. Right?
Exactly. He secured 2 podium finishes, which put him in the 18th position in the standings. Quite an achievement indeed.
Quite so. Now this team isn't all about experience, is it? There are some fresh faces too.
Right, you are. Take James Agozi, for example. This 16-year-old American started off in karting, won the WSK Supermaster Series for OK Karts, and then made the big move into cars with PHM.
And his record isn't too shabby either. 14th in Italian F4 and 8th in the F4 Central European zone.
Alongside him, we have Everett Stack, another American, and Kamal Murad, both of whom will be hoping to make their mark in the upcoming season.
And let's not forget Maximilian Popov. He's a recent karting graduate from Russia who has shown promise.
That's right. He's been testing with PHM since last November, and we can expect some interesting performances from him. As we always say, it's not just about the big names, but also the up-and-comers. In the world of racing, tomorrow's superstar could be a rookie today.
Well said. It's the unpredictability that makes this sport so exciting.
Well, on a slightly divergent track, we have quite an interesting bit about Max Verstappen, the 3-time champion.
Oh, Is this about him potentially setting up his own racing team?
Absolutely. You're bang on. He's got a projected launch for his own team in 2025. Seems like he's following the steps of other F1 stalwarts like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton.
Interesting indeed. So what kind of races would his team compete in?
It appears that Verstappen is looking at the GT3 championships. He's even been testing out cars from Ferrari, Audi, and Porsche at Portimao, possibly to decide on a partnership.
So he's really giving this some serious thought. Now, if he has a team, he would need good drivers. Has he mentioned any names?
He certainly has. In a recent interview, he mentioned two names who he believes would make a great pair for his team.
Oh, do tell, who are they?
He named Lando Norris, praising his youth and potential, and Oscar Piastri, who he believes is a fast newcomer to the scene with a lot of room to grow.
Can you give us an example of their achievements?
Well, you may recall that Lando Norris distinguished himself in the second half of 2023 when McLaren's performance improved. He ended the year with 7 podiums, which included 6 second places in races won by none other than Verstappen himself. As for Piastri, he's still got a lot to prove, but Verstappen seems to have faith in his potential. He's definitely one to watch.
It seems Verstappen is looking to shape a team that blends experience with young talent, which could be an exciting combination.
Absolutely. It's this diversity and unpredictability that keeps our sport so thrilling. Now, talking about Piastri, he's already made some waves last year. He was the only non-Red Bull driver to win a sprint in 2023, and that was in Qatar.
Oh, indeed. That shows he has some mettle. It'll be interesting to see how he develops.
Absolutely. It's one thing to show potential, but another to truly realize it. We've seen many promising drivers over the years who've had a spark but couldn't quite fan it into a flame. Let's hope Piastri isn't one of them.
Well, with Verstappen's vote of confidence, he's already off to a promising start. Time will tell if he can live up to the expectations.
Indeed, there's a lot to look forward to in the 2024 F1 season. The blend of seasoned veterans and young talents is sure to make for an exciting year of racing.
Couldn't agree more. With all these storylines brewing, it's going to be one heck of a season.
William, have you been keeping an eye on the fans' chatter online recently?
I have indeed. There's quite an interesting conversation happening about favourite F1 liveries of all time. So user Super Yoshi, or should I say Yoshi1321, started the thread with, quote, "What's your favourite F1 livery of all time?" For me, it's the FW14B. I absolutely adore the colour scheme, and blue and yellow really flows well. The white with cannon on it also makes for some nice touches. Overall, it's a pretty memorable livery for me, unquote.
Ah, the F14B, that's a classic. But what's the general consensus amongst the fans?
There's a variety of responses. Okie Bobby said, quote, "For me, it was the JPS Lotus. Black with gold pinstripes looked so classy," unquote. Eric B echoed the sentiment by sharing an image of the black and gold Haas VF18, to which Evan Derea responded, quote, "Haha, this immediately came to my mind too," unquote. There's also some love for the Marlboro McLaren livery, as voiced by Richard B.
Interesting. Any other liveries being highlighted?
Yes, Jordan's 191 model with the 7-Up livery was mentioned by Harlemmer Oil. In response to that, Spider Riviera revealed a little backstory. He said, quote, "EJ swung a sponsorship off the Irish government because the Irish Tourism Board had a green logo and he specifically targeted green-logoed companies for sponsorship efforts," unquote. There's also some support for the Bitten and Hisses livery.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, is there? It just goes to show how much the liveries can become part of a team's identity and how they can resonate with fans. Interesting to see the wide range of favorites out there.
Absolutely, just as diverse as the sport itself.
That's us done for today on F1 Motor Fever podcast, folks. We've had a thrilling journey discussing the outcomes of the previous race and the exciting future of F1. We appreciate each one of you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the loop and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes. If you enjoyed our chatter today, do share our podcast with your mates, your family, and fellow Formula One enthusiasts. And don't be shy to leave us a comment. We love hearing from you.
And remember, we're here daily, making your commute or your cuppa a little more exciting with our F1 talks. There's plenty more where this came from, so do join us again. Who knows what amusing trivia or intriguing insights next episode might bring.
Once again, thank you for your loyalty and for being part of our podcast family. We can't wait to have you back for our next episode. Until then, remember, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold.